Twinkle, twinkle, little star!
Cuphead is a show that came out earlier this year. I really enjoy it. It's based off the actual video game that came out in 2017. A game that I have not played, but I at least know the gist of it. It's a game in the style of cartoons from the 1920s and 1930s. The rubber hose era, if you will. And after 5 years of being a video game, it is now a Netflix cartoon. Yeah, I could talk about those Netflix controversies with them getting sued and near bankruptcy, the ads and their terrible business and binge policies, but I have a special video series coming out in the near future that will talk about that aspect of Netflix instead. Today, it's all just about Cuphead, and I'll talk about other 2022 animations in the future. Trust me, I have some upcoming animation reviews that will talk about some of those. For Cuphead, the first thing I want to address is something unfortunate about this show. Oh, it's nothing to do with the quality of the show, far from it in fact, but it's how other people think of the quality of this show. Even though it got a lot of praise from viewers, critics didn't think too highly of it when it first came out. It didn't even get that high of a rating on Rotten Tomatoes, one of the many reasons not to trust that site. At all. Actually, Rotten Tomatoes is a joke in general. I don't know why people always talk about that in my server. But from what I gather, critics didn't care for it because it didn't have lore! Because it wasn't a full-blown continuity-based show and just felt more like a slice-of-life show. Truth be told, I used to be one of those people who thought lore and drama was the key to making the show work. But upon realizing how fucking depressing that mindset is, and how terrible the last 2 years of my life were, I grew to like the genre of comedy more and more. Comedy is the best genre of storytelling. It's definitely the best way to escape reality and just put you in a good mood along with a great sense of humor. Yes, the new Cuphead show is a comedy. Who cares? Who cares if the episodes are out of order? Who cares if it's just fun, silly shenanigans? Not every Netflix show has to have every episode be like a movie. There are multiple stories, not multiple chapters of a movie. Now that we got that stuff out of the way, let's talk about the show itself, starting with the animation. I mean, man, just look at the animation of this show. It really does feel like I went back in time to the 1920s or the 1930s. A lot similar to the 2020 Looney Tunes cartoon. The Cuphead show has a very similar style to the Cuphead video game. But even then, it feels like an updated take on them, having visual jokes that feel right out of the newer SpongeBob episodes. Notice some of the effects and shots are a different animation style. I think they're stop motion. If they're 3D CGI, then they do a fantastic job at disguising it, because I can't tell the difference. Good animation is one thing, but the writing is more important. So how is the writing of Cuphead? A Cuphead video game doesn't need to have great writing, it just needs to have fun bosses. But for a TV show, that needs an upgrade. Well, like the original game, it does focus on Cuphead.
Pelman Man and his Pelman Man.
No, stop it, stop!
Pelman Man!
I don't carry for this. Anyway, it focuses on these two brothers and their wild shenanigans. Their most common run-in, though, is with the devil himself. Unlike the game where the two tried to get all the escaped souls for the devil in exchange for their freedom, here, the devil is out for Cuphead's soul as he previously managed to escape his wrath and he'll try anything to get it. He escaped from a carnival because Cuphead was playing skee-ball there. He kept waiting until Mugman accidentally bumped him. As I stated earlier, I never played the Cuphead video game, but I at least know what it's about. It's more or less the same thing, with a few key minor differences. Like, for example, Cuphead in the video game is playing craps instead of skee-ball like in the show. But the consequences are still the same. When you lose, the devil is about to take your soul. But you make a deal with him that you have to get all the other souls that slipped off his contracts by midnight, and then he might let you go free. I mean, okay, that's actually in the video game, but you at least meet those characters somewhat in the show. In the game, eventually you find out that the devil lied, so you have to fight him off, and when you do, and win, everyone gets freed. Also, as of the time this video is coming out, the game is actually getting an extension next month, so that'll be something interesting to look forward to. Not every character from the video game is in this show, like Cala Maria. Sure, we see her in the intro, but nowhere as a speaking role. But they do have characters like Ribby and Croaks. They make great antagonists here. They have a boat dinner show for $20, but Cuphead and Mugman only have $5. but Ruby and Croak still take the money, but they throw Cuphead and Mugman into the water.
You know what $5 gets you, don't you?
Ice cream?
A kick in the pants.
Wow, what fucking frogs these are. The episode Ruby and Croaks has a lot of great jokes.
Oh, hello, Mr. Mayor. Mrs. Mr. Mayor.
Jokes like that make this show fun, and usually Cuphead and Mugman win by the end of each and every episode, but they have to go through hell first, each time. They wanted ice cream, and they finally got it after all day of trying to get it, dealing with fire and frogs and who knows what else. Cuphead actually does play by the rules. In Roll the Dice, he's in a game show with King Dice. King Dice needs Cuphead to win so that Cuphead's soul goes directly to the devil. But Cuphead is so dumb that it makes the king frustrated, as well as the audience.
Sprinkle, sprinkle, Mr. Car?
Sprinkle, sprinkle, Mr. Car.
The king almost helps Cuphead cheat, but then Cuphead stops him saying that he himself does not deserve to win.
Rick? Come on, Muggsy. Let's leave with our dignity intact.
The episode Root Pack brings the veggies back. They even gave Sal Sputter a hat. That's a clever hat. It fits perfectly. There's an episode called Baby Ball. It is the only time that I've ever seen that cliche baby plot work. You ever see in old cartoons or even modern ones where someone has to take care of a baby because if they don't, the baby will die because of a negligent babysitter or whatever? Yeah, I hate those kind of plots. But it works here because the baby is actually evil.
Oh, come on!
And Cuphead and Mugman's caretaker Elder Kettle makes it even funnier.
Antique china in pieces, dresser smashed into wall. Boys will be boys.
We have a whole nice cast of characters so far for this show, and I'm sure that there is more to come. We don't have anything confirming it yet, and Netflix isn't gonna release the other half of season 1 until like later this year. Seriously, Netflix, I don't know what you're even doing anymore. Just do weekly releases like every other network ever! But the best character on the show is the devil himself. He makes this show. In some way, Cuphead and Mugman are like SpongeBob and Patrick, and the devil is Plankton. I really mean it that this version of the devil is one of the best anime villains I've seen in quite some time. He's kinda like Stewie from early Family Guy, except actually funny this time. Oh, side note, you ever realize that Mugman kinda sounds like a modern Bugs Bunny? Like, I actually thought it was Eric Bauza at first voicing him. While some recent villains we get are really bad twists near the final act or end up getting last minute redemptions, the devil is unapologetically evil and loves every second of it. He's also an absolute riot. He's like Lord Hater in a way where he can both look pathetic and threatening at the same time.
Just meet me around back.
Listen, you little shoehorn. You've been cut, making me go around the back. I'm the devil. Nobody tells me what to do.
He also likes to party and absolutely hates this guy named Stickler because the devil just wants to have fun. And then he even wants to stop going after people, but Stickler won't let him. We even get a scene of Cuphead and the devil bonding. In my favorite episode of the show, Sweater Luck Next Time, there's a ride that if you ride it, it's so intense that it rocks your clothes off.
Hey, boss, it's the obliterator, remember? It'll tear the clothes right off of you.
And of course, because Cuphead loves fun and danger, he wants to go on it. He has to wear this magical invisible sweater because if he doesn't, the devil can easily take his soul. But he wants to take off because it's itchy and hot and, you know, annoying. But Cuphead usually keeps it on. But then there's this ride that he doesn't even pay attention to and still wants to go on it. The devil even encourages it so that way Cuphead's sweater gets off him. My favorite part is how the devil can't stand Cuphead, but then learns to love him simply by just talking to him.
You know, Cuphead, you're not so bad after all. Oh, you're not wearing the sweater!
Yep, the devil bonded with Cuphead for nothing. The show is full of jokes that you'll find in classic cartoons, but I think they managed to still make them work for a 2022 audience. I guess since we're nearing the end of this Ryanimation review, we should talk about that new cup, Miss Chalice.
The name's Chalice. Ms. Chalice. But listen, you don't want to get mixed up with a gal like me.
Voiced by Greg Griffin herself. There's also a theory going around that Miss Chalice might be working for the devil. I mean, she's a ghost, and she did lure Cuphead and Mugman into a dark, creepy place. Sure, there are cookies in there, but that's just the bait, fellas. She even disappears into the wall, but Cuphead and Mugman end up getting thrown into prison. And that is where the show ends for now. And they promised to never get in trouble again. And they didn't. Until next time, of course. But that is another story. Thank you for watching this video. This video was edited by me, Rebecca. If you liked the video that you saw, consider supporting me on Patreon in the description below. Your name will appear at the end of every video, and your OC will be at the beginning of every video. To follow me on any other piece of social media, please check the description below. Thank you for watching. StarGiantProductions out.